everyone.
Hi.
We're two women from Rawllywood. My name is Ginger Lime.
I'm Saucy Red.
And we have some really important things to tell you.
Yes, we do.
And we also have a very special guest. Well, it's going to be a video of an actor-comedian
named Will Rubio.
Will Rubio, and he's kind of cute. And I hear he's single. And he did Rawllywood the favor of making a little video where he's talking about some very important things, but he's putting a little humorous spin to it.
We'll get into that later.
And actually his video is a really important example of what we want Rawllywood to be all about.
Yeah.
We want people who are comedians, you know, actors, actresses. We're all actors and actresses. We can all act. I mean, how many times have we not lied to our parents?
That's a good one.
Right? Right?
This is true.
But right now we're going to show you Will Rubio's video. So
Fabulous.
go get the non-GMO popcorn, and we'll just show you his video. He's a really cute kid, and he's single. Remember that.
Time to wake up. Wake up. Hide your children, hide your wives and your husbands. Hide your children, hide your wives and your husbands too, because these companies are poisoning everybody out here. We are the guinea pigs for these biotech companies, and we don't even know it. They seek to poison our food supply, contaminate our lands, buy up and dominate seed companies, put the American farmer out of business, and pass vested safety laws that profit them millions. Why do we let this go on?
We want to tell you about something really important. Some of you might already know about Jeffrey Smith, who is spearheading the whole campaign over at responsibletechnology.org.
Thank goodness. Yeah, he's letting us know, he's educating us about GMOs, genetically modified organisms, which
are in just about all the food that we eat.
Yeah, unfortunately, here in America.
Yeah, if you eat things like bread and crackers and cookies and
cakes and salad dressings,
not to mention cheese, milk, everything. Just about it, because even if they don't have the bovine growth hormone in the milk for the most part anymore, the animals are still eating the GMO corn. Mm-hmm. And by the way, corn is not the cow's natural diet.
No, grass.
But the reason that we're here, and the most important part of this little segment, is that we want to tell you, like, I get these emails that Jeffrey Smith sends out, and he talks to us, and he asks us if we are we GMO dragon slayers. And for those of you who don't know, I really encourage you to go to responsibletechnology.org and start finding out about this. But in any event,
it's worth it.
He talks about he talks about like the heroic stories of the dragon slayers that go out there and basically slay the dragon. Well, he asks us, are we dragon slayers? And who is the dragon?
The companies, the GM companies.
The GMOs and the companies that are promoting all of this.
And how do they slay the dragon?
We slay it by consumer rejection, and it's already happening. It's happening, and I'm sure it's alarming them. And so they are really, they're really trying to step up their forces to see who they can lobby, probably who they can bribe, who they can twist their arm. But you know what?
And it's all done very quietly, I have to say, because not many people I've talked to even know what GMO is here in America. So it's all very hush-hush.
But that's why we are here in Rawllywood.biz, because we want to get the word out. Mm-hmm. So have your friends and family come to Rawllywood.biz. But anyway, he says the non-GMO movement in the United States is really fired up. And right now we have unprecedented news coverage. We have high-profile court victories, thousands more products boasting non-GMO labels, and millions of people avoiding GMOs. Okay, that means that there's a tipping point. What's a tipping point, Erin?
A tipping point happens when enough consumers, which is pretty much 5% of the American consumer, says, no, I don't want this. They stop buying it. It happened with the milk, with the hormones. We don't want the hormones. So 5% of people stopped buying hormone milk, and the company said, look, we don't want the hormones anymore because 5% of our customers are gone. So that's not very many, 5%. If we tell everyone we know, our family and friends.
But you know what? We're going to aim for higher. We're going to aim for like
strangers.
30, 40%.
50, yeah.
Because I think that everyone's noticing that there's a lot of freaky, weird stuff going on in our health. I mean, like, there is just, like, you can blame it on high fructose corn syrup, you can blame it on the GMOs, and it all somehow goes back to the GMO. Like, directly or indirectly, it goes back to the genetically modified organisms in our food, and they appear to not care if they're making us sick. But he sent this little email, and I just really wanted to talk to you about it. He talks about how in January of 1999, GM advocates arrogantly predicted that within just 5 years that they would replace 95% of the world's commercial seeds with GMOs. Why would they want to do that? Isn't that greed? Isn't that like such...
Replacing nature.
Not only that, but if they have all the seeds, they control the food. That's more powerful than guns and bombs. That's like...
Yeah.
That's yes, and so within 4 months, though, the tipping point of consumer rejection by Europeans was achieved. 4 months. And the food companies there committed to stop using GM ingredients. Okay, apparently they can bribe the government, they can like hoodwink the FDA and all that stuff.
In America.
In America, but if the companies don't want to buy from them to make their food products, I don't think that they can force them. I mean, we're still in the land of the free, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're still in America.
Yeah, and they can try to trick us by not labeling foods with GMO, but they can't make us buy certain foods.
And,
you know what I mean?
And you're right, and you can't believe all the forces that are in place trying to get the government to say, oh, we don't need labels, we don't need to tell people what's in our food, all kinds of stuff. So we need to get involved. And so let me go on here. So although this derailed their timetable, it hasn't stopped the biotech industry from pursuing their ultimate goal. A takeover of the world's food supply. That's their ultimate goal, to take over the food supply. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
All right, as they've raced to push GMOs into more types of food, our movement has worked to fend off each new attempt, stopping GM rice, wheat, and eggplant, creating genetically modified free zones. We've won, he says they've won court cases against GM alfalfa and sugar beets, kicking out GM bovine growth hormone from the milk. As you may recall, a few years ago, there was a big thing. Mm-hmm. We accomplished that. He says, but now we're at a critical crossroads in the U.S. The biotech industry is pushing hard to reintroduce GM alfalfa, to resuscitate GM sugar beets, and to feed us all GM fish. I don't even like the farm fish.
No.
Much less
yeah.
the genetically modified fish. Okay, they're lobbying again to promote GM wheat and rice, and they have, listen to this, they have hundreds of other GM foods ready and waiting in laboratories. They want their plans of replacing nature back on track. Okay, but this is the scariest thing and this is why I decided to read this letter to the audience for this very one sentence, because it breaks my heart, it makes me angry, and it makes me say, you know what, I'm going to do everything I can. But this is something, this was told to Jeffrey Smith. Someone overheard an executive at a recent biotech conference say, the one person we really have to do something about is that Jeffrey Smith. Well, you know what we're going to do about Jeffrey Smith? We're going to ask everyone to start sending him good vibes, good feelings. Pray for him. Pray for this man's safety, because...
Send him love.
Send him love.
Sounds like he needs it right now.
Because I believe that...
Yeah.
I believe that he is a good man, and he's doing a very good thing, a godly thing. And that these other people are just full of greed. Like, just imagine, if you control all the seeds, then you control the farmers, you control everything. It is not a good thing. What is that ultimately going to lead to? It's not going to lead to freedom. No choices.
Lack of freedom.
So, wake up, people. And so, you know, and they're also asking for donations, okay? Rawllywood will send them money eventually, but right now we're broke. And so, we'll pour them in new glasses, and we'll get some of the kale chips.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm grateful that my mom loves me enough to not buy me products with high fructose corn syrup. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Sons. We'll be buying our ketchup from you. Does your mom love you enough to not buy products with high fructose corn syrup? After all, it's got herbicide in it. That's a poison. Genetically mutated into the corn syrup. Not for our family anymore. Gotta start somewhere.